Let's be real, audition season can be terrifying. So I grabbed some of the dancers that I work with every day and asked them the real questions you wish someone would answer before you walk into that audition room. Whether you're brand new or you've done this 100 times, their advice is exactly what you're gonna need to hear. Welcome back, friends. Today's video is all about helping you survive and slay this audition season. I sat down with the incredible dancers from our show, people who are literally living this life every single day, to get their honest thoughts, tips, and tricks of what they wish they knew before they started out. It's real, it's unfiltered, and it's gonna help you feel ready to crush that next audition. So, let's just jump in. We are here at Sunshine Dance, and this is Miss Kathy. She owns and runs Sunshine Dance. And so I wanted to know from you, this is audition season.
Yes.
So what are some great tips and tricks for dancers when trying to learn combinations quickly during an audition?
Learn to say something that reminds you what the step is. If you can say it, your body will do it. If you do it by counts, that's super good too. But do something that you can honestly visualize and in your head, keep your mind on track. Don't get freaked out about, oh, I have to learn a 2-minute dance. 8 counts at a time, comfortable, move on. And then if you can say it, your feet will do it.
Do you have any good advice for standing out during an audition?
Yes, what you wear is important. I try to tell my girls, don't wear black, wear a color, something that really shows your body off and what you look like. If you want to match your eyes, make your hair look like whatever the audition is for. If you need to have your hair up, if you need to have it down, make sure you know what they're looking for, because unfortunately, I lost more jobs from not looking the right part than on my dancing.
I will say I know one of the best pieces of advice I got when it comes to dressing. However you have come dressed for an audition, don't change your clothes. Because if you've got a cardigan on, make sure you're willing to wear like that cardigan or whatever the whole time.
The whole time.
Because otherwise, they'll think that you're a different person. They're paying attention and they want to see that same person from the beginning to the end.
Don't forget to smile. Make eye contact with the people you're auditioning with. I have so many dancers who say, well, I'll be good on stage. Well, nobody cares. If you don't get the attention of your director at the audition, they're not going to find you in the show.
Do you have any just general advice for people that maybe are nervous, it's their first time auditioning, or maybe they're a little older, but they've always wanted to do this, and so it's just they're not as familiar as people that maybe grew up in it?
Absolutely. The main thing is when you decide to do an audition, go in with a little confidence. Whether or not you make it doesn't matter. What matters is that you have a feeling about yourself as that you've improved, you made it through the audition, and you never know when the next audition comes up what they're looking for.
It was one of the best pieces of advice I ever got for auditioning, whether it was acting, singing, dancing, anything, was don't go in trying to be somebody else. Because how do you not know that they're not looking for you that day? And sometimes it comes down to even things like, oh, our leading man already has, blonde hair, and so we want a brunette for the opposite.
That's right.
And you happen to be blonde or you happen to be something else. And so it sometimes is a very tough call for them. You'll feel maybe very sad that you didn't get the role, but in their mind, it could have gone either way. And it came down to just something small. Maybe you were an inch too tall, but they then have you on their roster going, this person did a great job. I want to call them back in later. Don't ever beat yourself up too much because they are always looking to solve a problem that they have. And you're the solution to the problem that they are trying to solve, whether it's this time or the next time. And don't come in going, please give me the part, I want it. Because at the end of the day, you want to come in going, I am the solution to what you need.
Amen.
I know you got to go teach.
Yes,
so thank you so much.
Thanks, everybody. Yep. Thanks for listening. Good luck to all of you getting ready for your audition season. Whether you make it or not, do it as if you love it.
Thank you, Miss Kathy. If you guys want to take any classes, we are here at Sunshine Dance and Fitness in Branson, Missouri. And I know that if you are not dancing yet, after you take a class here, you'll definitely want to be dancing. So I am here with some of our dancers at MJ The Illusion, and we have been training and rehearsing for the past week before we go back out on the road and open our residency. I figured that these would be the best people to give you guys some great audition advice, since they have all previously auditioned for us. And I know that each one of them has a very different journey and story and how they kind of feel in learning new choreo or choreo that isn't their style. And so I thought you guys could have some really good tips and tricks. First question is to introduce yourselves. What is some good advice for learning a style of dance that you are not comfortable in, especially during an audition? Miss Tess, who is our dance captain.
Hello. Yes, I'm the dance captain for MJ The Illusion. I've been with the show almost 2 years now. And for learning the style, so I am mostly ballet trained. So Michael Jackson is not really my style, but I've made it my style. I spent so much time just listening to Michael Jackson, listening to that genre, getting into it, feeling the groove of it.
And it wasn't Tessa's style. She is not a pop and locker, and it definitely showed in the audition. However, what got her the job was not her skill set, but it was the fact that when I was bringing up girls two at a time to watch Beat It and to do the choreography, I saw her every time slowly practicing and running it off to the side. Not where it was distracting, but where I could tell that she cared and that she was going to work hard for the show. And that is eventually how she became dance captain, was for that very reason. So don't ever underestimate the moments that you're not actually dancing for them and how powerful those moments off to the side, or how you act amongst other dancers and interact with other dancers or conduct yourself the entire time in the audition. It does matter. They are watching and seeing it, and it does make a difference.
Hi, my name is Faith LaJoy, and I've been with the show since August.
Yeah. Little precursor, Faith learned the show faster than any other girl that we have ever had, because I have been injured for the last 7 months. Faith had been coming to the show, and we had been seeing her dance the show in the front row, and her dancing was just really good looking, and all of us were kind of like, that girl that comes a lot, like, I'm pretty sure she could dance. You might want to be a part of our show.
Even before I lived in Branson, I would drive 3 hours and watch the show and then drive back and then go to work as a dental assistant. And now I'm a dancer. When it came to this show, I always watched Michael Jackson since I was about 2 years old. So my biggest advice for when learning a dance, because I'm not trained in by any means with classes or anything like that, I learned off YouTube videos, is to, if you can, watch that video as many times as you can, record yourself doing it, and then compare it to the video and try to correct yourself at any moment you can. And then that's what really helped.
That goes to show you, Faith didn't grow up taking dance classes. She was not a trained dancer the way that like Tess and I were. And that doesn't have to stop you. For any of you that are out there that are watching YouTube videos, that are just trying to learn from YouTube videos, you either don't have access to dance classes where you are, things like CLI Studios online, YouTube, don't underestimate how useful and impactful that they can be for you, especially because like as adult dancers, unless you're a high level, like when I was in LA, it's really hard to find good beginner adult dance classes, but it's never too late to start. And online is honestly a fantastic way to do that. This is our brand new swing. This is Taylor. She has been learning the whole show. And so we have been training her all week, and you haven't made the cut before.
Yeah.
And now you have. What is some advice for all of that?
I think if the show and the people speak to you, keep going. I showed up the very first time and I had gotten stuck in traffic and I was running late, and I ran in and I was like, I'm so sorry. And I was like about to like faint. I was so nervous. Like, I'm very much like where Tess came from. Like, I was in point shoes forever and ever and ever. And I was like, I'm just gonna go try this thing.
She came with her hair in the style of the show, which was really professional. It wasn't like so on the nose. I know that she gets it. She understands what she's going out for. And then you hear things about the Wolf of Wall Street audition with Margot Robbie and Leonardo DiCaprio, and she actually slapped him. And that was the moment that they went, she's willing, she's in character, she did something that made an impact.
And then I guess during our Beat It fight when I kicked Rachel in the spine, that kind of solidified me and the family.
We joke about that, right? But I told her, I said, go for it. And you were the first person to take it. And you really owned it and stayed in character. And it did. It made a difference.
And then I just like kept coming back and they couldn't get rid of me. Pick up something new each time. And if something is like in your soul, just like go. And then as I've been learning the show, find pockets of things that you know. Like I was very classically jazz trained, and there's times where I'm like, this is very Fosse. I know how to get that shape or like that energy into it. And also nicknames. I nickname things. There's a part in Jam I call Super Mario. If you can like bookmark it in your brain, that's how you can get through the whole thing.
And I was there at Actor Fest. My acting coach, Chris Game, he gave out his phone number to hundreds of us in the workshop, and I was really shocked. He said, if you really want to keep in touch, let me know who you are, you know, because I am a casting director, like, make sure you message me, send me a message. I decided to do the same, and we've had over 40 people in and out through auditions and stuff, and Taylor is the only person that consistently message me back, hey, I saw you guys had a new billboard, that is so cool. Hey, congrats on opening the new residency show. It matters because it keeps that person in the forefront of my mind, and it shows that you're a team player. She always came in with a good attitude. She didn't come in like upset or bitter or jaded that she didn't get it the last time. And I told her every time, I said, I love your personality. Just keep working. I want to get you there. I want to be able to hire you. And a year and a half later, we were finally able to do so. So I'm really excited. I'm so proud of you. But that shows you too. Just because you get a no or 5 no's doesn't mean you won't get a yes. Michael is obviously my husband, but he also is the Michael Jackson of the show. What are some good audition tips and advice? You've had reduction before. What's some of the really helpful stuff that you like to tell people?
I would say really make sure you know your material and do a lot of research of whatever it is. When I was in high school and I was auditioning for The Music Man, I studied both movies inside and out. When I auditioned for a show called The Ultimate Thriller, they said that my dancing wasn't right. They told me that I needed to lose weight. They said my voice, I sound a lot like Michael, and that's my saving grace. If you can get these other pieces in line, you're going to be great. So I did, and I lost over 30 pounds, started taking some dance lessons to at least have a basic knowledge.
Eventually, even though you didn't end up doing the contract, you did end up getting The Ultimate Thriller.
I did.
Later on, and that shows you that, again, he went home, he worked at it, he took their feedback.
That was in 2010, I believe I auditioned. 17, they asked me to audition again because somebody saw me on a cruise ship, and they could not believe I was the same Michael Jackson. And then I auditioned and they loved it. Just again, if you want something bad enough, you're willing to put the work in, willing to put the time in, you're gonna make it happen.
You helped me cast this show. What were some of the things that when you were in the room that you were really looking for or drawn to that made you want to pick somebody?
Confidence, intensity. Say if your dancing isn't super sharp, but you're showing up and you are pushing and you can see that there's almost like an energy behind your eyes. There's a feeling. And I noticed that with everybody that we picked. I noticed instantly with Tessa, this was not her style, but if I work with her, then it's a whole different ballgame.
One of the best pieces of advice that I will give you guys for auditioning, especially not in the style that you're comfortable with, is something that Galen Hooks actually taught me, which was just take it 1/8 at a time. And when you're in the back, or when you have a down moment, run it 3 times in a row. It will help get it into your body and your muscle memory a lot faster than just listening to this 8 count, running it once with the groove, then doing the next 8 count and trying to run it with the groove, and then you don't remember the first 8 count. Find a quick moment every time, even if it's just in place, super tiny, not full out. Do it 3 times and it will help solidify in your body. That was probably one of the best pieces of advice I ever got. My next question is, what are maybe some ways that you guys prepare for an audition or bring to an audition to make sure that you're comfortable? How do you mentally handle everything?
Definitely wear something that you're comfortable in, wear something that you love to wear, you're confident in it, get your mindset, do your hair either in the style or just somewhere that that's you feel the most confident.
For very long auditions, especially if you're in big cities, long audition days, bring lots of water. Make sure you bring a snack, energy bars, bring a banana, bring an apple, bring anything, and then bring several pairs of dance shoes. Even if this is a jazz show, bring your Laducas, your character shoes, and if you have a hip hop shoe and a ballet shoe, just bring them. It does not hurt to have them in your bag because you never know if they're casting something else, if there's a piece in the show that they're looking for somebody that they think you might be right for, and you don't want to have to do a ballet number and a pair of character shoes.
My biggest thing, look like your headshot when you show up.
Absolutely.
Like the headshot that I used for all of my MJ auditions, I had my hair down. I had my hair most of the way down. Most of the time that you saw me, it was usually like half up. So I had a black turtleneck. In my headshot, I wore a black turtleneck most times you guys saw me. Like if they're gonna look back at everyone that they saw and you don't look how you look in that picture, they're not gonna remember like, oh, that was that girl. And also, just don't be scared of making big decisions.
Yes.
Even if there are things that you're like, I've never seen this before in my entire life and I'm big and scared about it, make big choices and like own the choices you make.
Whether you're acting, singing, or dancing, like I just said, most of the time, every single person is going to be incredible. And the thing that is going to make you stand out is how you interpret the character or the choreo or the piece of work. And it's going to be your bold choices. Casting directors go, wow, they know how to make a choice. They know how to be decisive. I can work with that. Did over a video. You sent us a video. So how was that?
It was nerve-wracking. So Rhaenyx sent me 2 videos of her going over choreography. And the thing that I tried to do was to watch how the characters acted on stage. So I pulled up the Dangerous Tour and Bucharest and I watched how they acted. The thing that I can give advice for is once again to watch, if you can, over that material a bunch of times so you can get the feeling of how they expressed themselves while they danced and while they weren't dancing. And that's the best thing you can take into your performance when auditioning, because then they can see that you actually studied.
I very explicitly in the instructions mentioned what the character was, what I was looking for within the character, what I didn't want, which is, to be honest, a lot more than what I even normally get from video submission auditions. Honestly, it was astounding to me the amount of people also went against instructions. One of the base things that I said was with the aggression and a masculine energy. I had girls doing like split kicks and gorgeous like body roll, smiling the whole way through a very serious number. And it shows me right off the bat that you are not listening to instruction or taking direction. And even if you're a fantastic dancer, I will not hire you then. And I know a lot of casting directors, it will come down to little things like that because everybody's a good dancer. Those are the little details as well for you guys, whether it's a video submission and you have the time, even if you have to get it back in 2 hours or 24 hours to do that homework. Watch the choreographer, watch what they're doing and how they're expressing their body for that piece, because it's probably going to give you a lot of insight for what that character was.
And I didn't learn this till I spent a lot of money getting a BFA degree. I'll tell you now because no one told me. Attach your resume to your headshot so that when you flip it, it's like but if you have your headshot, immediately flip it around and see your resume. Don't like attach it like you'd have a book. So do that.
That's great advice, because honestly, it wouldn't have been something I would have picked up because that's what they have always taught us.
Yeah.
But again, I was born and raised in LA. So
Yeah, the first headshot and resume I gave you was incorrectly done, and you never had an incorrect one from me after that.
And so just make sure with any audition, come layer up so you stay warm, especially as a dancer. Have your headshot, your resume, have copies, multiple copies, because sometimes you don't know if they're going to need 3 or 5 of them or 1. And I had a casting director, even when I was at a workshop, that asked me for a headshot and resume, and I had just run out, and it was the difference between me booking the job, which was the Broadway tour of hair, and not booking the job because I didn't have my headshot and resume. Always carry some in your car. Make sure that you have your audition bag always packed and prepped with all your material. Do you guys have any last bits of advice for dancers in general? Just some words of wisdom. for either upcoming dancers or just auditioning dancers.
Just be confident, no matter what. Even if you think you suck, don't let that show that you think you suck.
Have a professional email.
Absolutely.
Don't be pulling up with some like crazy Gmail that you had when you were like 12. And my professional email is like my full name. It's the exact same as my like website handle. Like take some time to just do that for yourself.
Make sure at the end of any audition, good, bad, or otherwise, send them a thank you email.
Yeah.
Do not ever underestimate the power of sending a thank you email. And if it's a callback, send them an email thanking them on how, you know, you appreciated either how they ran it or something within their procedure, so they know that you're also paying attention, appreciative of their standards.
Call family. Talk to people that support you. Just knowing that somebody there is, you know, just in the back of your mind going, you got this, you can do it.
Have fun. This is something that is your passion. If it's singing, if it's dancing, if it's acting, you know, have fun, show people that you're having fun. Unless it's a more of a serious piece, but for the most part, just show them why you love dance.
And just know that at the end of the day, it's sometimes hard when certain projects come up to not get really attached because you want it really, really bad. But also, my other acting coach, Joshua Finkel, actually told me, he goes, you better learn to love to audition because you are going to do it more than anything else in your entire career, more than you being on stage or anything. You're going to spend more time in an audition room. So learn to love it and enjoy it, instead of feeling like that's the work and that you're nervous and then you're upset when you don't get it. Let it be an excuse to play and have fun and learn a new 8 count. It's like a free dance class or it's a free acting class, and you get all these new different scene partners, and just have fun with that and just going, I'm so excited to keep going into rooms and just showing you how I express myself. That also really helps with the depression side of things when you don't book the roles. So just stay motivated. And then sometimes, you know, have a good cry and eat a tub of ice cream, but get back out there. Wasn't meant for me right now. And then 5 years later, a year and a half later, you know, 7 months later, you end up getting that job when it's meant for you. I think that's it. So good job, guys. I hope this helps. I hope all of you guys go out there, audition, feel confident, take some of this advice. If you guys have any questions at all, or if you have any advice for any of our other members, make sure that you leave them down below so we can help each other out. Other than that, make sure that you like, subscribe, and hit that little notification bell so you never miss another video. And until next time, this is the cast of MJ the Illusion. With Fire and Grace, I'm Rhaenyx.